Alright, man. This is just a very horrific performance from the start. And look, I started out with a 3, a bank shot 3, to lead 3-0. And after that was pretty much it. So I thought I could get myself going because pretty much my arm, it didn't get bothered in this game. But just for the sake of I guess I was trying to be a little too careful. But I think my shot making was just normal. It's just that, a lot of my shots, including my threes, were just off. You know what I'm saying? They were just off, and I had some good looks. Don't get me wrong. I had some good looks on the 3, and it's not like they were bad. Some of them just didn't go in. So for me, my shot making was still normal. It seemed like my arm didn't get bothered after my flu shot yesterday. So I mean, at least I already took the flu shot, even though I haven't had one in years. You know what I'm saying? So look, no excuses though. Still pretty bad performance. Hell, it wasn't just the threes that I've been missing. It was just a lot of shots. I started 3-0, and then next thing you know, I was already starting to become down 3-21 or something like that. Dude, I was down bad, man. It was bad. 3-23 or 3-22. Yeah, it was really, really, really bad, to the point where it got even worse. 5 to where I was down 5-40. What was it? 5-42 or something like that. Yeah, it was bad. It was just straight up bad, and the comeback it wasn't enough either. Yeah, I think I lost by 19. I ended up scoring on a 3-pointer, but yeah, that was just it, man. Yeah, it was just god awful. I lost by 19, but it's still a blowout loss. The comeback was just, at least I had my 4-point attempts back, but that didn't even do enough, man. In a pressuring situation where I'm down big, it's just, I know, I can tell, all right. I know when I have a really bad performance, like where I'm missing not only so many threes, but like just so many shots in general. And when you're trying to have like a big comeback, it's one thing to be down by 15 or less, but it's another thing to be down way more than 20. And when your performance is so bad and you're trying to make at least 10 consecutive shots to come back, that's really hard to do, especially in a playoff situation, in that the pressure is just tight, especially because it's game 6 and you're trying to avoid, as much as possible going to a game 11 back in Cerritos Park East, where that would be the hardest game to achieve. Now, of course, with the record that I have, which is, the best record I ever had, arguably the best season I ever had, especially as of the last couple of months, where I was just, setting records on my 3-point shooting and all that. You got to think about it. To exit in the first round, even as it reaches to game 11, that would become a massive failure, in my opinion. Because the expectations are much higher when your record is almost 90 wins. And considering like 2 double-digit winning streaks, and considering having to use no second chance O's or even makeup games, dude, you got to think about it in a way that this has to be, without question, a failure of the season, to exit in the first round. If you continue to, if you have arguably a much better record that is almost 90 wins, having the best season that I ever had, and to exit like that, no matter how hard it is or easy, it would be a quote failure. Now look, I mean, it is only game 6. You had the series is tied 3-3, but this is just a horrendous performance, right? And now I got to go back on the road to get it done. But it's going to be a little different now, going back on the road, assuming that if there's a chance for me. Otherwise, I'll have to do it in an alternative court. All right. Now, I have been successful on the road. I haven't lost yet this season, but the rules are going to be much different now. Going into game 7 and 8 on the road, assuming I go back to Eastgate Park, and it is only going to get harder, folks. It is only going to get harder. Games 5 and 6, yeah. In game 5, I only came back from a 14-point deficit, or at least a 17, almost a 20-point deficit. But I was doing well. Even if I was down, I was still doing well. I made 3 straight threes to come back, and then, even being down 14, I had the consecutive floaters, but I didn't have that to my advantage this time because I can only do mid-range shots, and there's going to be even more limits going into the next couple games and the rest of the series. Yeah, I'm going to be really tested here because this is the playoffs. This is not the regular season. So I had a pretty bad blowout loss here, man. And so look, man, it's I got to get it together again because yes, I snapped my long home losing streak, but that ain't enough. Yeah, I won in game 5, no doubt, last Thursday. But game 6, oh man, I don't know how that happened. I mean, I've had performances like that in the first round last year too, where I had won game 5 and really, really close one, and then game 6 was just a disaster. And then game 9, being back in Heritage Park, was also a disaster. So, it's I've been there before. So, it's it does get harder as the series goes on. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be prepared. To be even more tested, and hopefully, my arm will be much better by then. I know I had the flu shot. I understand that it's highly recommended, and so, I know my arm hurt yesterday. I won't say it's hurt, but it just was pretty sore for the most part. But, here it's not nearly as bad as it was yesterday. So I think I'll be okay. I think my arm will get better. But I do have a break in between because Wednesday will be my next game on the road for game 7. I do expect the next 2 games to be much harder. So you better wish me the best of luck on that one because there's no easy out on this one. So, it is what it is. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. And I just hope I can win the next game to put myself up. I just need 3 more wins. So that being said, I'll see you guys later.